Stenwick makes his servant live in a tool shed? You think you know someone.
Chewing tobacco. A shoe print, roughly size 11, with a worn-out sole. These are a workman's boots.
Do you think Kimihia had an accomplice in his escape?
Looks like a knee print. Someone knelt here. The amount of chewing tobacco suggests they were waiting a while.
Amazing, Mr. Holmes. To read the ground like an open book. Yes, Stenwick is no angel, but he's one of my few clients. Please, try to remain courteous.
Who could have left these tracks? They seem fresh. A scrap of Hessian. A scrap of Hessian. These were sturdy boxes. It would have required a serious blow to break them. Impressive. The sack of grain retained the shape of an impact. Someone hit their head here. Impressive. The sack of grain retained the shape of an impact. Someone hit their head here. A small Navy spyglass. No air coming through it. Is this a taniwha, a Maori water spirit, or something else?
Either way, it's giving me chills.
A Maori nose flute. Ngurus, they're called. Clothes made of hessian. Is Sten really so miserly? Button chops, the remains of a meal. A heavy chemical odour. Lend me your nose, Doctor.
Ah, I'll never forget that smell after my time in Afghanistan. That's an opioid, Mr. Holmes, a narcotic.
The ashes are long since cold. The rag reeks of smoke. Someone plugged the chimney.
This disappearance is intriguing, no? I cannot make head nor tail of it.
This lock is quite unusual. It appears that the key should be bent to the right.
This disappearance is intriguing, no? I cannot make head nor tail of it.
The door to your garden has an interesting lock.
Yes, I have uncommon locks on every door of my mansion. It makes them harder to pick. Kimihia and I both had a set of keys.
I'll need to borrow them.
No, you'll need to do what I tell you to do. Examine the garden. Where on earth are you going with this? Where on earth are you going with this?
Do you happen to know Kimihia's shoe size?
I wouldn't have the foggiest. But I'm sure it was enormous. Not that it matters. He spent his life barefoot. Despite my best efforts, he simply did not take to shoes.
Has Kimihia ever indulged in tobacco?
No, the man doesn't even drink.
Are you certain? I found chewing tobacco in the garden.
I controlled Kimihia's expenses since he struggled with the currency. I would have known if he used tobacco. Are you joking? Why would I know this? Where on earth are you going with this? I thought you were meant to be intelligent. Where on earth are you going with this?
I came across a pile of Hessian clothes in the shack. Are they Kimihia's?
Yes. I had to give him something to clothe himself. He seemed unfazed by his bare skin, but I found it distracting. I thought you were meant to be intelligent.
Is this spyglass familiar?
I don't recognize it.
Could it be Kimihia's, perhaps?
I doubt it. I never saw him with it, nor could I suggest how he might have come by it. Why are you still here? This dreary rain is making a miserable day even worse.
Someone moved a cart to this spot and then took it elsewhere. Can't see it anywhere in the garden.
Are you stupid, Mr. Holmes? Stop loitering and go and do your job.
Surveilling from afar, the intruder waited for a window of opportunity. When Kimihia went to sleep, the man crept up to the shack and slipped narcotics down the chimney pipe, then blocked it with a cloth. Kimihia inhaled the sedative and fell into a deep sleep. The intruder tried to move him, but the man was heavier than expected. The intruder fell on the sack and dropped his spyglass. In order to transport the servant, he had to use the cart. The final challenge was opening the garden door. Luckily for our intruder, Kimihia had the key in his shack.
Remarkable. It makes total sense. Stenwick makes his servant live in a tool shed, you think you know someone.
You'd best have found something by now, gentlemen.
You said that you checked the shack earlier. Did you notice the cart tracks near it? Now, one ought to expect a servant to make regular use of such a thing. Indeed, I would have overlooked the detail were it not for the cart's absence. If, as you say, Kimihia never leaves your estate, then where did it go?
I expect answers from you, Mr. Holmes, not questions.
I fear that someone may have spied upon Kimihia. Likely the owner of the spyglass I found earlier. It appears they were watching for some time, as there was an impressive amount of chewing tobacco on the ground.
And your point?
I found the residue of narcotics in Kimihia's brazier. There are several explanations, perhaps your servant's recreational interest, or an attempt at poisoning.
Cut to the chase, Mr. Holmes.
I won't keep you in suspense any longer, Captain. Kimihia was abducted by the owner of the spyglass. When your servant fell asleep, he slipped a narcotic into Kimihia's brazier to make him sleep even more soundly. In order to carry a man as large as Kimihia, the intruder stole the cart and rolled him right out of your garden.
Now, hold on. All this simply to tell me what I already know? Why haven't you found him yet?
I only arrived a moment ago. It is, frankly, incredible that I have already deduced so much.
Every second you dawdle here, waiting for me to stroke your ego, is another second wasted. I'm not interested in the how, the why, or the who. I am only interested in recovering my investment. Spare me the claptrap, boy, and go and fetch my servant.
Truly, there is no better evidence of a man's nature than the way he treats those who help him. And you, sir, are a brute. The cruelty of your ignorance about the Maori people, your selfish attitude to a man's kidnapping.
The point is, Captain, we're telling you this for a reason. The intruder fled through the garden door, and we need a key to follow his trail.
Well, then you should have led with that. Here you go. I hope you'll return soon with good news. And in the meantime, please teach your companion the art of brevity.